Hey guys, it's a fantastic day. Welcome to today's vlog. I got a special news for you. One of my tracks got into the charts, into the Beatport charts, into the top 50. And I'm kind of happy about it, but at the same time also absolutely not, because there's like a story behind it that I want to talk about and address in today's video. It all has to do with how fake the charts are and how much you actually have to sell to get into the charts. So basically everything you need to know as an artist about the charts. Information that might be also interesting for everyone else, because you probably know that feeling that you listen to the charts and you're like, why is this track even on there? That has probably to do with the things that I will address in this video. So let me grab my usual cup of coffee, head to the studio, roll the intro, and then we will talk about it in depth.
You're ugly as beautiful to me, so stay.
Welcome to the studio. I don't know why, but the coffee machine didn't work, so instead I got me some Lipton iced tea. The really good one, the sparkling one, which is the best and really hard to get in Germany. I don't know if it will help, but yeah, better than nothing. So let's actually talk about the chart situation. I have like a notification email thing set up. Whenever one of my tracks enters the charts, I get an email. This time the alarm was for a track that isn't really mine. It doesn't have my Jon Sine artist name on it. It's one of the ghost productions that I made like 2.5 years ago. One of the very last ones that I did before I started my own project that I'm now sharing with you daily. So that's sometimes how long it takes until a track gets released, and it's a bigger DJ, so even for them it sometimes gets quite messy when they're working together with labels. It's now in the top 50 and I'm kind of feeling honored, and it's cool for me to be kind of in there with something that I've produced. But at the end, it doesn't make me any money because I got already paid for making the track. It's like once a fee that you get, no share or anything like that as a ghost producer usually. So I basically got nothing from that. And as you know, the Beatport charts, they don't really have those high sales. You can get into the Beatport charts with, depending on the genre, between like 30 to 300 sales within 1 week. That's at least the number that I still have in mind from like 2-3 years ago. It's probably lower now, but if you're, for example, have a track, you put it into indie new dance and you have like 50 sales within the first week, you enter the top 100. And those low sales is actually what makes it so easy to fake the Beatport charts, get into the Beatport charts. But it's not only Beatport. As you know, Beatport is like a platform more for DJs, music producers, music that is played in the club. And up until today, it's still like the most important chart when it comes to club music. Being in the top 10 is still a huge deal, but getting into the top 10 is actually pretty easy. You just need to find like maybe 500, 600 people that will buy your track within 1 week, and you will enter the main top 100 charts without a problem. And once you're in there, you will get even more sales because it's like the best promotion to be in the top 100. That's where most people find their music. So for most labels, most artists, it's like the cheapest promotional way. You just fake it into the top 100. And then if your track is mediocre or even really good, it will pick up and generate money and you will get it back. So it's basically promotion for free. It only works with tracks that are good. If the track is really, really shitty, no one will buy it, no matter how much you will fake it. And just this weekend, I had a meeting with someone else that also has a music label, and he does only club music, so heavily relies on Beatport. And he told me that he's really doing this faking thing. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's pretty much useless. But for him, it turned out really good. He had a small label with 3 artists. He pushed the first couple of releases into the top 100. And since then, he gets a lot more features from Beatport, he gets a lot more attention by DJs, a lot more demos by other artists, so you can choose better tracks to release. And it really helped them a lot. It was the cheapest and best way to promote his label. And the best part about this promotional method is you get parts of the money back again, because Beatport takes its cut and the rest goes back again to your label, so you're not really losing a whole lot of money, and with the plus that you generate by being in the charts, it's definitely worth it. And because it's so easy and so cheap and so efficient, I can guarantee you that almost every label is doing that. Some got caught. There was like a little coverage on some of the DJ magazines and blogs, but not really as big as it should have actually been. It got covered quite fast. I think they did like contests and like giveaways for buying tracks that were on Beatport. Just as a disclaimer, I'm not doing that with my label because I'm not really interested into Beatport. It's not like where my music gets heard and sold. It's more like Spotify. Faking Spotify is another story that's way harder just because the numbers are higher. But I will talk about that later in the video. First, like the Beatport thing. If you want to know how it's fake, that's pretty easy. You just have to have multiple accounts. 50 to 100 is already enough, and that's not really a whole lot of work. You have to have a credit card, but I think at least like 2 or 3 years ago, it was also possible just with PayPal to have a Beatport account. And opening a PayPal account is just entering an email, a password, and you don't need any confirmation. You just need a confirmation when you want to transfer money to PayPal from your bank account. But as long as you transfer money from one PayPal to another, you just need to set up an account. It's super simple. Then you buy the tracks multiple of times. Some people even told me you can buy a track 3 times with the same account, and it counts as 3 times bought, 3 times as a play for the charts. I'm not sure about that. I also don't want to give you like an instruction on how to fake the charts. I think it's something that no one should actually do, but it's done a whole lot, and I just want to inform you about that situation to not get frustrated whenever you see some shitty tracks being in the top 100. I mean, at the end, the music industry is like a game. It has certain rules and you're allowed to do everything within the rules. And since no one cares about the fake charts and the fake sales, especially not Beatport, because they don't care if you buy it, if you fake it. No matter who buys it, they get their share. They don't care about it. They're happy as long as this is happening because they're making more. I can almost ensure you like a third of their sales is probably just fake sales. So Beatport is actually less a retailer for music than more like a promotion platform for DJs and labels, which is kind of a joke in itself, but as long as this is generating money, this will continue. And since no one is complaining loud enough, this will also just stay as it is. And that's just what's happening with the Beatport charts. I will actually talk more about like the iTunes charts, Spotify charts, and like the Billboard charts in general. But first up, I need actually to work here in the studio on my next track. The We Runnin' track is up next. Final Warning was just released on Friday. Didn't get into any charts yet, but already quite a lot of plays. Definitely one of the best starts for one of my tracks ever.
Take me to the promised land. This was your final warning. Don't act like you're the last to know.
Almost done for today. Definitely done with making music. That's the We Runnin' track. It's getting there track by track. The mixing is also quite on point already. And if you haven't checked out my past single that was just released last Friday, I will put the link down below in the description. That's the track you just heard while watching this nice time lapse of the outside. It's getting cold in Germany. It's rainy. It's the beginning of September. Perfect conditions for being 24/7 here in the studio and making music. But let's get back to the chart topic. The Beatport charts are download charts only. They tried a streaming service that completely failed. The same faking, the same methods apply to iTunes and every other on download-based chart system. The iTunes charts are split into countries. Beatport is worldwide, and iTunes has like Germany, France, US, and every other single country. So getting in, for example, the Indonesian iTunes charts is maybe just like 20, 30 or 50 sales. In Germany it might be a couple of thousand of sales. It really highly depends on the location. With streaming services it's a lot harder because you have to fake way more. You have to fake actual plays. You have to have a system that is actually listening to the track for at least 30 seconds so that it counts as a play and not as a skip. Because Spotify, Apple Music, they calculate everything in the background. They have all of the stats. If a track gets skipped in the first 30 seconds, that's like a negative point. If it gets played to the end, that's a plus point. If people go to Spotify because of a certain artist or a certain track, and that's actually one way of making it more likely that you will be supported by these platforms, by getting a feature on their starting page or by getting playlist features with a whole lot of followers that will just generate you a lot of plays. So the streaming charts are definitely way more fair, way more accurate. There is it's way harder to fake it. And I think the one platform that is probably the fairest is at the end still YouTube, because if you fake the plays on YouTube, it's super obvious. If you have like 1 million plays on one of your tracks but only 5 comments, everyone knows that it's just fake. And yeah, no one is so stupid to actually do that and then just have something so obvious that states, hey, I faked my plays. And you also don't make that much money on YouTube, so it's not really worth it. And also the YouTube algorithm is by far the most complex. So if you fake your plays, your watch time will be really low. And with a low watch time, your song won't be recommended. And at the side of YouTube, how you usually kind of discover new videos, new songs. And SoundCloud is kind of very similar. You have like comments and likes and reposts. And if they are all low, it's pretty obvious that something is going wrong. That's probably already it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you think about this whole chart faking situation. Are you someone that is just buying music based on the charts? Do you discover your music in another way? In which way? Do you like it that some artists, some labels fake it? Do you think they should stop with that? Is it the responsibility of the platforms to stop it and make sure that this isn't even possible? I think it's a very similar situation to the remix contest, faking the votes kind of thing. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe. For me, it's now time to sign out, and there is still the competition going on. The link is also down below in the description for a free plugin that is usually like 160 or 180 euros. Tomorrow back in the studio showing you my music, working process, some insights into the music business, and yeah, you know the deal, you know what's happening here on this channel.
You had the chance to save her.
Oh, I might need another one of these. You cannot imagine how much burping I had to cut out of this video. But yeah, that stuff is good.
Be her savior, now leave her alone. This was your final warning. Don't act like you're the last.